Father Pat is with us this morning on SSJ at Home. Father, on Mondays, we usually talk about what you have written in Sunday's bulletin, and we'll do that again today. And also, you spoke on your homily. I'm struck by the sentiment that Christ left us with peace, but sin so often gets in the way of us maintaining that peace or attaining it.
That's so true. Sin is the major obstacle to peace. But Christ realized that through his death and resurrection, that is how he has truly brought peace on earth, how he's truly brought peace into the world, that when we do indeed die with him and rise with him to a new life, we can achieve that peace when we align ourselves to him, who is aligned to the Father's will. Then when we're in that perfect alignment, that's where we achieve peace. But all too often, sin becomes an obstacle to that, particularly the sin of pride, right? We want to do it our way. We want to do our thing. We get frustrated by things that we can't control, that we can't change, that we can't do anything about, and it keeps us from doing the things we can do, doing the things that God is calling us to do. So it's important to at times to step back and to look at where we are in our spiritual life, and to look at the frustrations and the anger that we have in our life, and to let go of those things, right? That's the serenity prayer. But to go beyond that, right? And to really discern what God's will is for us, how he is calling us, what that next step is that we need to take into responding to that call that God is giving us. And right now in this Easter season, when we're celebrating the Lord's resurrection, and thus celebrating the fact that in baptism we did indeed die with Christ and rise with Christ to a new life, this Easter season is more important than ever for us to stop and to look at where we are in that new life, how we are aligned with the resurrected Christ. And especially this year, after the pandemic, there's a lot to be frustrated about. There's a lot to be discouraged about. But there's also a lot to be hopeful for. There's also a lot to look forward to. And so it's important here in this Easter season to reassess where we are in our spiritual journey, and to assess what that next step is. And that's really what our whole life is about.
Speaking of which, I know you've mentioned the Disciple Makers Index, and that is a form of reassessing and assessing your spiritual life. I know our numbers have been good, and I know you'd want to take another opportunity to encourage people to participate in that.
Yes, that Disciple Makers Index is what it says, right? It's a way for us to look to see how we are becoming disciples, and how the parish is and can help us in our spiritual journey to become disciples, to make that assessment of where we are and what that next step is. So I encourage people to take the survey. The link is here in this flock note, and I encourage you to go out and take it, to provide us feedback as to where you are in your spiritual journey with your beliefs, where you are with your parish connections, with your relationship with the parish. Then Catholic Leadership Institute will consolidate the results of that survey, pass them along to us anonymously, and then help us to look at the survey, to look at the priorities, to look at the programs, the things that we have going on in this parish, so that we can best support all of us in taking that next step. Look at those things that we need to do to continue to align ourselves in this new life with Jesus Christ.
We had a good number of people who answered our Friday poll on Flocknote this last Friday, and that poll question was an actual sample question about where you are in your spiritual life. So that was actually taken from the survey, and we had, 60, 70 folks answer that question. So it's good representation, I think, of maybe we're getting some good turnout on the survey as well. So.
Yeah, and it shows the value, right, of taking the survey, really reflecting on these questions and looking at where we are and assessing where we are on our spiritual journey and determining what that next step is.
Father, thank you again for your time. We will, as always, look forward to talking to you on Friday.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.